Hello, this is the United States of America, and we've got some weather news we want to let everyone know. Tropical Storm Fiona. It's thrown a few forecasters some curveballs, and it doesn't look like that's going to change. The storm is going to slam into Puerto Rico and the Leeward Islands with some super strong winds and heavy rain in the next 36 to 48 hours. Batten down the hatches, Puerto Rico and Leeward Islands. But after that, nobody knows what's going to happen. There's even some indications that if it intensifies, it could ominously come close to the United States East Coast, which we like to call the chicken leg. Tropical storm warnings are in effect for the majority of the northern Lesser Antilles, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, Saba, St. Eustatius, St. Martin, Guadeloupe, St. Bartholomew, and St. Martin. Warnings had also been hoisted for Puerto Rico, including Vieques and Culebra, and the U.S. Virgin Islands as of 11 a.m. The British Virgin Islands and Dominica are under a tropical storm watch. Be careful. While the winds will be modest, gusting up to 50 miles an hour or so near the storm center as it traverses the islands, the National Hurricane Center warned of considerable flood impacts that can be highly problematic. Flash and urban flooding, along with mudslides in areas of high terrain, could be expected. Oh no. Weather models have been very inconsistent in their simulations of Fiona's evolution after 72 hours. Some contend the storm will curve northward, slipping harmlessly out to the sea. Others paint the scenario a bit more concerning for the southeast United States. Others still cling to the remote possibility of a weak system entering the Gulf of Mexico, but those odds are minimal. No matter how you slice it, Fiona is one to watch. This morning, Tropical Storm Fiona was centered about 175 miles east of Guadeloupe, drifting due west at 15 miles per hour. It's important not to get caught up where the center is, though, because Fiona is a naked system. That means strong upper-level winds have blown all the thunderstorms associated with Fiona east of its low-level center of circulation, leaving the center exposed. Fiona will continue struggling against shear or disruptive change of wind speed and or direction with height through Saturday. There's a chance that shear could relax a bit during the latter half of the weekend, potentially allowing Fiona to flirt with low-end hurricane levels. Fiona's circulation will cross the Leeward Islands, probably near Guadeloupe, during the late afternoon hours on Friday, which is today. Remember, since the storm was lopsided, the bulk of the wind entirely and the entirety of the rainfall will hold off until after the low-level center passes. That means it probably won't start raining until overnight Friday into Saturday. The heaviest rain, which could total 3 to 6 inches, will last only 18 to 24 hours, but some showers should linger into early next week. The U.S. and British Virgin Islands should see similar amounts of rain. I've heard for Puerto Rico, the rain arrives Saturday night, but could stick around through Monday and the system slows down. The ocean pass between Hispaniola and western Puerto Rico, rainfalls could be 4 to 8 inches localized, with up to 12 to 18 inches possible, along with flooding, especially where the U.S. territory's higher terrain become a factor. That can precipitate a few mudslides. Gusts of 35 to 50 miles per hour are also probable. The heaviest rains are projected in the eastern Dominican Republic. Be careful out there, where 6 to 10 inches are possible, and even up to 16 inches in the mountains, where flash flooding and mudslides will become a threat. As Fiona scrapes along the south side of Puerto Rico, its strength will determine how quickly it turns. At low mid-levels, winds are out of the east, pushing Fiona west. At the upper levels, winds are southerly. As such, a weaker Fiona could continue progressing westward, but if Fiona strengthens and therefore becomes taller, it'll begin to feel southerly winds and curve to the north. The tricky thing about Fiona is that subtleties in the storm's trajectory will have enormous bearing on the next steps. If Fiona waits to begin a northward curve, which is likely, it could encounter Hispaniola, a jagged landmass which could probably shred the storm's inner circulation. That could prompt a messy reorganization and almost impossible forecast. At present, there are too many overlapping uncertainties to hatch a forecast with adequate confidence. As such, it's temporarily a game of wait and see. But it's too early to let one's guard down. So make sure, everyone, you're safe out there. And we're going to keep the East Coast aware of it. And Puerto Rico, you be careful. And all of those islands, be very careful and stay inside. Thanks, everyone. And don't forget to tell your friends and family to subscribe to Minnesota and Oregon. Bye.